Hi, thanks for joining me. This isn't about video games today. That's what I normally talk about on my channel. I guess this is going to be an introduction to a playlist that I've made. I basically made you guys a mixtape for the most part. I'm in this like nostalgia bit right now. I don't really know what's up with it. I think I'm just trying to just look back. I don't know if I'm just sorting out a time in my life or I'm just feeling, nostalgic for it. I just want to remember what it was like, and I'm going back to things that I experienced kind of, around that time, sort of when I was in college, really. And I just fired up this mix that I have on my computer of J-pop and J-rock, J-techno from the 90s that I used to listen to at the time. And, I was really blown away hearing it again, just sort of the feelings I was having, and just some of the songs I think really stand up. And I wanted to share some of that with you guys today. I guess, music is so personal. It's really about a place in time, I think, is really what music is. And it's sort of transient, but it sort of fixes that moment. So the music that I listened to then, it's really from that time. Some of you aren't going to have been alive then. Some of you will not have been listening to the same music. I think with Japanese music, what it allowed me to do is to listen to different music and maybe with less judgment. Things that I wouldn't necessarily normally listen to. In the 90s, and I think the 90s was great for music. The 80s was too. I have a mix of 80s songs that I listen to that are really good. But the 90s, I think, had great music. If you had to say what was that time about, like what did it do that was good, the music was good as far as I'm concerned. But the stuff that I allowed myself to listen to that was Japanese was not always the same kind of stuff. I listened to like industrial and a lot of I liked Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and that sort of stuff. And I listened to some like popular heavy metal, Pantera and Megadeth and that kind of stuff at the time. So when I started listening to Japanese music, I listened to like Euro pop techno stuff. I'd listen to just straight up pop music and things that I wouldn't normally get a chance to listen to. And a lot of the visual K bands and stuff like that was sort of a thing at the time. So this playlist that I made anyway, it's 10 songs, and I just want to go over the songs really briefly, and I don't know, I'll link to the playlist. Well, I guess this will probably be on the playlist, but I'll link to the songs in the description too. So if I talk about something and you guys really want to check it out, just click the link. I'll try to be quick. The first song is Judgement by Janne da Arc, or Joan of Arc is how we would say that, I believe. And honestly, this music is varied too. There are some things that were like anime theme songs at the time. Some that aren't. Some bands that I really got into, and some that are just like looking back. I maybe only listened to one of their songs, but it defined that time for me, and this is one of those bands where I don't know that I've ever listened to anything else by them aside from this one song, and I might change that because the song is really good. And I picked all like live performances. Basically, those are easier to find on YouTube, and I picked ones where like the performance was riveting. This song by them, like, you just watch it from start to finish, and these guys were just putting they were putting on a great show. It's an amazing song. It's really heavy, especially kind of for visual K. I think can be sort of all over the map. are they goth? Are they glam? Like, are they heavy? Are they soft? Are they metal? Like, they're kind of, they're sort of their own thing. They're very glam-y, but this in particular, it's really heavy. The drums are great. The song, it's really fast. It's a really cool song. And when I popped that mix on the other day, this song was stuck in my head for like a whole day at least afterward. So it's really good. The next one I put on there is Maki Oguro, and she was just had a string of hits in the 90s. Several songs by her that I really like a lot. I think I think some were anime themes. I think kind of got people into her, but she was, I think, just topping charts at the time, and really powerful. Like, so just this really strong voice, really like powerful woman. Like, she's just like live, I mean, too, like this particular song just blew me away, like how she has so much energy. She just puts everything she has into this. It's Atsukunare. But she's good. Like, if you like that song, check out a couple other. The next group I put on here is Every Little Thing. This song, Feel My Heart, again, it's just one of those songs that they're kind of a pop band. It's like this trio of, like, it's, keyboards, guitar, and vocals. But they just rock, they're really good. A lot of their stuff is more pop, but this song in particular is really strong. It's really powerful. And, it was just one of their, like, huge hits. And I remember listening to this back then and really being blown away by it, and just getting to hear it again. Even the PV, the music video for it, does it feel 90s? I mean, probably. It takes me back anyway. This is an old concert from 1998, and they just they had so much energy. I actually watched the whole concert, or listened to it while I was working the other day, and it's really good. I put some Nanase Aikawa on here. The next one. This is she is one of the people that I really got into in the 90s. I've even got here, I dug out off of my shelf, this is a live emotion concert tour from 1997 on VCD. This was cool stuff at the time, and I haven't watched this in years. I probably should. But so this was like her, her early stuff right off her first and maybe second, some stuff from her second album. Anyway, she's amazing. Like, even now, like, still, I don't even really know if this song, the particular performance that I have, is older or newer. It's a little hard to tell. I mean, she's beautiful. She's, she looks just as good as she did, back then, and she's only gotten better as a performer. I think, she's got a great voice, and I think even Marty Friedman from Megadeth was playing with her for a little while, and on one of her tours. Just, I think he's a fan. So, she's really amazing stuff. This was her first song that really was a hit. Yumemiru Shoujo. Irarenai. It's like it's sort of like Tomenarenai, like can't stop. This is like can't be. It's like I can't be a daydreaming girl. It's a really good song. Next up, it's Lark and Ciel. This is a band that they got their start. Their first album was what I heard a lot of this stuff from, and again, they did some anime themes. I think DNA Squared was Blurry Eyes of theirs, and at first I didn't like dive right into them, but they grow on you, and they're amazing. They're just amazing musicians. Like, just listening to the guitar, and Hyde, the lead singer, his voice, like, he does this falsetto a lot, and it works so well. But it's so unique. I don't know that I've ever heard a male vocalist sing the way that he does, and it's not. I mean, when you hear it, you're like, why? How hasn't anybody like sung like this before? But it's a really unique thing that he does with this falsetto a lot, and it sounds really good, and they're great. I picked kind of a happier, kind of upbeat, sort of song of theirs. It's a newer performance, but they've held up. They're really good. Not like anything that I listen to a lot these days, but just for a band from the 90s, they were so popular back then. I also put on Yuzu, and this is such a unique thing. It's like some sort of street performance, and I don't know much about them. I haven't kept up with them. I had their first album. It has a few songs on it that are really good, and but if you just listen to this, like, it's them playing, like acoustic. That's kind of what they play anyway. But there's like harmonica. He plays like I don't even know what it is, like a little keyboard, but it sounds more like a accordion or something, like he's blowing into it, I think. And anyway, it's great. Like, I don't know, they're the kind of group that would be, on stage, like in front of a whole bunch of people, like the rest of these people are. But it's not like they're only street performers or something, but they just decided to do a street performance. I guess there's a couple more videos of it up on YouTube, and just so good. Like, at first I was wondering if it's even those guys, but just hearing their voices, it's like it's got to be them. They sound great. They sing like harmony, and it's good. They're just they're really talented musicians. The next one I put on here has to be my favorite band from the 90s, probably my favorite Japanese band at all, and I really need to listen to some more of their stuff. I was really into their first few albums, and I kind of fell out of touch, but Elephant Kashimashi, just, great rock, like, with this real, I don't know what it is, like, I don't know enough about music maybe to describe what it is that they do, but it's kind of like, it's rock and roll. Like, this performance in particular, I've seen it before. This is actually a different video of it, but like, he's like singing his heart out in this, and it's really interesting and amazing to watch. And they're just an incredible band. Like, if you listen to, I checked out some of their new stuff on YouTube, and it's great. It's amazing. They're just superb musicians. Hide. While I was watching videos and trying to put this together, I had a really emotional moment, I guess. He's just was such a talented, amazing musician. It's not like I knew anything about him or really, followed, what he was doing, solo with his other band, or the stuff that he was doing in Japan. I was just enjoying the music, but it seemed like he was at the kind of the height of his career and his popularity, and but I think Japan, I don't know if they were, I don't know, I think they broke up, and then he killed himself. But don't quote me on that. It's just, it's one of those things, it's hard to think about. It's hard to go back. I didn't know this person, but I feel like it affects me, just because I liked the music. I remember at the time, when I first went to Japan, I did a homestay for just like a month. And but my host family, they would dub like CDs. They would, in Japan, it's a smaller market, and CDs are really expensive. Actually, CDs, I think even now probably are still, like, they're pretty much $40 each. So you would have a kind of a thriving rental market for them. You could rent CDs, and so they would rent CDs, and then they would tape them to tape. And I remember, CD singles are actually, were a big thing in Japan, and so they rented some singles. One of them was Hide's Ever Free. which is another really good song. I put Dice on here, but I remember the cover of it. It's got these people that are like all like they have a whole bunch of piercings and stuff, and I remember my host father was talking to my host mother, and I think they were kind of like, I don't know, do you think we should put this on a tape for Matt, because I think they thought maybe I don't know, I wouldn't be into his music or something, but Hide's great. Anyway, the last song I put on here, it's actually two songs. The next two ones both have two songs on them. There's some TM Revolution next, which I'll talk about a little bit more. But the last, I had to finish up with X Japan, and they were a phenomenon back in the 90s. Like, they were just an amazing thing. And I mean, Yoshiki is like the drummer. But basically wrote all their songs, as far as I know. An amazing pianist, amazing drummer, just a fantastic musician, and it was like nothing was better than X Japan then at that time. My friends were all into them. I was into them. I had multiple of their albums. It was really a big deal when was it Dahlia was the last album came out, and just great. And when I was looking up these videos, like I ended up seeing Yoshiki and Toshi, well, the whole band aside from Hide, performed at his funeral. They sang Forever Love, and oh my god, like I almost put that on here, but I really couldn't. It was really hard to watch. They showed all of Hide's guitars and stuff, and it just anyway, it was something. So the last songs on here are Rusty Nail and Weekend by X Japan. They say it's the last live, so it may have been their last concert. And Yoshiki's in a neck brace. I think he headbanged a little too much, but it's an amazing performance. Hide's there, everyone's there, and it's fantastic. So I recommend that you guys watch that. Kind of watch to the end. But before that, I put on some TM Revolution, another thing that was huge in the 90s, huge at that time. And I don't know, it's not like I didn't even really like TMR that much at the time, but the songs, it's like the songs, they define then, and they're good songs. It's this live performance, it's newer, but really I was blown away. Like, mostly I put this on for Hot Limit, which is the second song, so maybe skip halfway through if you don't want to listen to High Pressure, which is also a good song. Just seeing him like work in the crowd, and like so much energy he gets into it. It's an amazing performance. He is like such a showman in this, and they're wearing the goofiest outfits too. Like, he always wears weird outfits all the time, but it doesn't matter. Like, they knock that song out of the park, and it's really really good. So anyway, that's my really long intro to my playlist of Japanese pop and rock songs. So I hope you guys check some of them out. You don't have to. I don't even know what I'm trying to do today. Like I said, I'm just thinking about that time and what it meant to me, and just reminiscing a little bit, I guess. So, for any of you that were around then and listened to this music, maybe it would be fun to just be reminded of it. And if you haven't, just to see a couple of these songs, if you guys feel like checking it out and putting the playlist on while you're doing something else. These are all just great performers, and stuff that's held up over the decades here. So that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this music.